Hey folks, Vanessa here. We had a slight technical error and lost about 10 minutes at the end of this episode. There's going to be a point where we stop and record a summary of the conclusion of the episode. Just a heads up. Sorry about that.
Last time on Total Party Guild.
Wow. Wow, you rode that man down. Both of them, they were running away. Like, you didn't even say stop? Like, nothing.
If I let them go, they just would have done it again.
Well, they might have changed their mind. Look at their friends. You cut that one in half and my God, he's all over you.
Oh, parts of him.
I did stuff too.
Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Total Party Guild, a weekly 5th edition retro wave-inspired live play. Today we are joined by
Vanessa Otero playing Jewel von Onyx, human bard.
Talon Rowe playing Maryn, a drow monk.
Jeremy Blackheart playing Graham Orrai, a half-elf hexadin.
And Justin Lamb playing Stennel Bjornson, the halfling barbarian.
And I will be your DM for this arc. My name is Sean, otherwise known as Singer in our previous editions. So where we left off in our adventure was our talented heroes were tasked with helping out Barnabas, a newly commissioned paladin, on his very first ever adventure. And his job was to head off and get himself Trader Gregor, bring him back, alive or dead, and return him to the Paladins for judgment. On the way there, you guys went to the small town of Crenshaw, ran across a handful of bandits, slayed said bandits, and then made your way into the tavern, where you quickly found out that Trader Gregor wasn't exactly what you guys thought he was. Not leader of a bandit club. He was more of a pretender. But he did, sway some paladins into the wrong way, and Graham took umbrage with it.
Is that what you want to call it?
Sure. And murdered him in cold blood. So there you go. Vengeance paladins. Afterwards, the rest of the party convinced Barnabas that the best thing to do was to take the body of Trader Gregor back to his paladin temple and raise him from the dead so that he may seek judgment.
Oi.
The rest of you guys then went back into the where was it? The inn, the tavern full of bandits, and through some very clever wordplay and awesome use of magic, convinced them all to love Jewel von Onyx and follow her commands to head back to the city and turn themselves in, even though they don't know that's where they're going.
That's right.
They think they're going to headquarters.
Yeah, they think they're going to a brand new headquarters. Hooray for them.
And they're going to a headquarters that's already headquartered by paladins.
Yep. So
Vengeance paladins.
So that'll be fun.
The steel wind shows no mercy.
Oof.
As we have seen. So when we pick up this adventure, our adventurers are on their way to Timatone village, what they originally hired for, which was to clear out the small town of hobgoblins that had taken over the sawmill, doing whatever crazy nefarious deeds hobgoblins do in a sawmill.
I'm just going to make a bet. They're probably just trying to start a family, and we're just fucking it all up.
Like, finally, a place where we can be us. They're like thatching shit. Singing lullabies to their kids. We come busting in with weapons.
And that is where we pick up on the road to Timatone. You guys got to sleep in a little bit. The bandits were still asleep when you woke up and made your way north of the city. And it is a beautiful morning. The sun is shining. There's hardly any clouds out. And you make your way into the forest. The sunlight begins to dapple its way through the trees. You're about an hour outside of the Timatone village itself. Which is just a little bit south of the sawmill. What do you guys wish to do? How do you proceed?
I really hope that Barnabas fellow gets some wits about him.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
It's gonna take a while for him. He's not that bright.
I think that's just the sheltered type.
You think so?
Definitely needs some world experience, or else he's gonna walk into a bar full of bandits and try to arrest all of them at once.
Maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's bad judgment. All right. So what are we doing again?
We're riding
To hobgoblins.
to Timatone.
Yeah, that's right. What's a hobgoblin?
It's like a bigger regular goblin.
It's bigger than a regular goblin.
It's like an orc, but not.
It's like a step between a goblin and an orc.
Like a half an orc.
No.
I think they're like proto-goblins.
Oh.
Sometimes they have wings.
Man, the world is interesting. I guess I'll just have to wait and see what one is.
Has Graham traveled through Timatone, or is it off the beaten path?
It's not a major city or anything like that. It's just a small village that's north of wherever you guys are
West
from.
Bank?
There we go. It's
Wherever
just,
you guys are from.
yeah. Drew a blank. I don't have the map in front of me. It's just north of West Bank. It's not a part of. Thank you. Yes, a map. Hooray! Yeah. All right. Yep, it's north of West. Oh no, okay. Now I have 7 maps. I appreciate all of the players for that. Thank you. It's not a part of any major trade route. It is one of the major suppliers of wood and lumber for West Bank.
Well, and we did go through it on the way to the test, right? Or we went past it.
Nearby.
Yeah,
Okay.
you passed some of the loggers.
Right. So as you guys are traveling this road, you will notice shortly as you continue clopping your way down that there is like 2 stone obelisks now, and there's like yellow tape stretched across it and like giant caution signs.
Huh. Oh.
I didn't know they had tape in this time.
Well, I'm sure it's ribbon.
Yeah, it's like cloth. It's like cloth.
It's a yellow ribbon. Caution ribbon.
Yeah.
I just
As
think-
you approach it, you realize that it has like magical inscriptions on it. So it's like slowly cycling through the different languages on there. And it says, as you approach, it says, closed by the guild.
Oh, yes. Danger.
Danger, monsters, do not proceed. Proceed at your own risk. It cycles through things like that.
What's the height of this ribbon? How high is it off the ground?
It's like head high for you. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, maybe they can step over it. Yeah.
That would be off the path. It would be away from Timatone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like off to your side as you're riding up the road.
Oh, is this where the
The sawmill is, maybe?
Chimera is?
No, this would be the path that leads you to the testing place
Oh, yeah.
where you guys tested.
Yeah.
And it's closed now.
Oh.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
This is where the mind flayers are.
Closed due to brains.
Yeah.
Dog
Walking
brains.
brains. That's right.
Brain dogs.
Ugh. So we're just going to Timatone then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not. Yeah, we're not digging up that hornet's nest today.
All right. So the question then is, how are you guys proceeding? Are you just going to take the road straight on up into the town, or what's the plan?
Do you want to stop, a bit down the road and do surveillance first and see how bad it is?
That's probably a good idea. It's going to be hard to do with the horses. Maybe we should just send them back.
Or
we're like a day away.
we could just tie him up somewhere.
Yeah.
Near some grass.
I worry about predators.
I mean, are they going to be any more in danger just tied somewhere so that we can retrieve them, or just wandering loose on their own up and down the roads?
If we're going to be gathering information, maybe we tie up the horses, gather the information, then decide what to do with them.
Yeah,
Fine.
Fair enough.
Recon.
Cool. And about how far away from the village you guys planning on stopping to tie up the horses?
A mile?
Sounds good.
All right. So about a mile outside of Timatone, or where you guys are pretty sure Timatone is based on maps and knowing the local terrain, is where you guys stop. So it's heavily forested, and it's like Pacific Northwest forest. It's got a bunch of trees and then a crap ton of undergrowth, and you can see that there's like a mix of old growth and newer growth. So like a little bit of rolling hills, and again the sun is shining through the trees and like dappling the ground. You know, it's the main path is pretty clear, but then that's where you guys stop to tie up the horses. So
I pat mine on the head and say, "Good horse. You stay right here. Pretty sure it can understand me."
Why are you talking to a horse?
I don't know. I've grown fond of it.
I'm going to attempt to pat Maryn on the head.
The hell, man.
Oh no!
Good elf.
Don't touch. Don't.
He's grown fond of you. Now, smush Maryn's cheeks together and say,
I would recommend not.
I don't think that's an elven custom. I am trying to learn, but I do not believe you, Stennel.
I mush my horse's cheeks together.
It bites you.
yeah, it tries to bite you.
Watch it. I do like the warning finger.
How are we going to scout ahead? My stealth is okay. What y'all?
It's not terrible.
All right.
I'm usually like the running in kind of yelling type.
Yeah, there's definitely that.
I mean, we could post up and watch the road for a little bit.
That's fine.
Is it the whole town, or is there a town left for us to go and check in with? Is the like
Yeah, you're on a road, so you don't know.
well, what did when we took the job, was it like, oh no, they've taken over a sawmill outside of town, or
It was.
That's what it
originally.
was, and then it expanded to they've taken the town now. Please come save us.
Ooh, okay, so it's not like we're checking in with the town first. Okay, now I've caught up. Thank you for that recap.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so we will post up and watch the road for an hour.
Yeah.
See if anyone comes
so
by.
it goes by.
So we tie up our horses a bit off the road.
I climb into a tree.
Oh.
All right, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Fudge. That is a 17.
All right, so you see Stennel just like, I climb into a tree, and then he's like, and like just disappears in the lower branches on the trees there.
If you get stuck up there, I'm not coming after you. Meow. Meow.
All right, go ahead and roll me a group perception check.
Group?
Yeah.
How's that work?
Y'all roll a perception check, and then I tell you if you succeed or fail. It's kind of like a normal perception check.
Dirty 20.
5. Okay. Dirty 20.
18.
18.
9.
9. Alrighty. So
I'm just looking up. What the hell is he doing?
Posting up. Upwards. Up.
all right. So the rest of you guys are gonna roll me a stealth check. Not you, Stennel. You're fine. They won't even see you. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a 20, but it's kind of cocked.
That is a 20. Look at that is definitely a 20.
But it's not. It's
That's a DM ruling.
That's close enough. Okay. I'll keep it.
15.
15.
23.
14. All right. So you guys are like hunkered down a little way away from the horses. Absolutely quiet. And while you're quiet, you can like hear the forest noise around you, and then all of a sudden the forest noise quiets down, and then you can hear like shum 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 shum, and it's like starts off kind of quiet, and then it slowly begins to grow and get louder. And you can see from a distance there is a squad of hobgoblins marching down the road. There is 8 of them with one guy in front, and they have like 2 little dogs that they're actually kind of large. And as they get closer, you realize those aren't really like little dogs. They're pretty big, and they look growly and mean. And they're marching straight down the road.
In formation.
You
said there's 8 guys with 2 in front, so there's 10 altogether?
No, there's 8 guys with one guy like in the middle at the front, like he's leading the squad.
So 9 guys total.
So 9 guys total and 2 dogs.
Are they warg dogs?
Dire dogs?
They're... Go ahead and roll me a animal handling check.
Dire werewolves or dire pit bulls?
Yeah.
That would be a 5.
You don't know. You're not really sure. There could be a warg.
They're big. They got teeth and paws.
Are they bigger than a wolf?
No, they're like just big dogs. They're
Mastiffs.
Yeah, they're not like wolf size. They're not like dire wolf size. They're just big dogs with like meaty chests and fangs that are dripping. You imagine.
What's the breed? 5. It's a fluffer pupper. It's a shwooby dooby doobaboo.
Just want to go up there and pet it. Yeah. So what are you guys gonna do? Hunker down, stay quiet.
Stay
From
quiet. For now.
from where I'm at, can I make eye contact with one of my
With your squad? Yeah.
with my squad?
Yeah, you
okay.
can.
So I'm like, you give me the word, I'm gonna drop attack one of these.
We're outnumbered.
I know, it's so much fun. All right.
Okay, so you guys decide not to attack them, and they march, and then they begin passing your position, and they keep walking a little bit, and then you see one of the dogs start like on the ground and start turning around in circles. And when they do that, the commander puts his hand up in a fist, and the whole squad stops. And then he turns around and it's like starts. Anyone know Goblin? Anyone got Goblin on there?
No, I have giant.
Giant. Okay.
I'm going to prestidigitation this area to smell super foresty.
Okay. Does it have a somatic component?
It has vocal somatic.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to go ahead and do that?
How quietly can you somatic?
No, because there's like a feat that you can take to quietly do your vocal somatic or vocal stuff, but I don't have it.
So the whole force is going quiet. The lead hobgoblin
Right.
has stopped everybody, and you're going to start going.
No, yeah, that's
Right.
no. I guess I won't do that.
Okay. So he starts commanding, and now the guys are breaking out into squads. So you see that there is 4 guys with bows and arrows and like short swords on their hip, and 4 guys with tower shields and spears, and they begin breaking out. So 4 move one way, 4 move the other way. The commander stays in the middle of the road, and the 2 dogs begin to split out as well, following the units. So 4 of them and a dog begin heading into the tree line towards you, and 4 of them with a dog are heading into the tree line opposite you, moving the opposite direction.
We're stealthily hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like miming, but it's not great podcast. Like we stay,
Palms down,
they come,
walking on your palm,
and then we
choke a lizard.
grab them. Slit the
Cut the stuff.
We can have him fly down from the top, and the rest of us each take one of the people, and then there's the dog. I don't know. I look to the
All right, so
hexagon.
they're moving into the tree lines now, and you can see that the 2 with the spears are definitely taking point, with the 2 archers about 15 feet behind them, and they're kind of just allowing the spearmen to get farther and farther ahead of them, and the dog's up with the spearmen. It's starting to like sniff the ground now, clearly finding your guys' path. It's currently about 30 feet away from you. The dog is, with the 2 spearmen right by him.
Roll for initiative.
I
Rush.
heard an and so
Well, I'm kind of looking at Graham for the lead because he probably has the most like battle experience.
Stabbing people experience.
Yeah. When he's at eye level where Stennel's up in a fucking tree.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
So I'm going to wait for them to get within Stennel halfling flying distance. And then I'm going to rush.
Okay, so the dog now is like smelling your guys' path and begin to following it, and then it starts barking. And when it does, like the other squad that was walking away spins around. The commander now looks towards your guys' direction, and the dog starts running towards you guys. So the dog's gonna hit you first. Go ahead and roll an initiative check.
Hey.
Ah, you fuck.
Good. So at the beginning of this combat, because they are knowing something is going on, but they haven't spotted you and they've failed their checks like greatly, the dog is the only one that gets an action this round. The rest of you guys get your surprise actions. The first one up is the dog, unfortunately. So, and the only one that he's going to see first is Graham. So he's going to come flying in and do a leaping attack against Graham.
That's fine.
Awesome.
So for shield, do you want me to say I'm using it before you tell me the hit number or after? Because every DM does it different. Because it's a reaction.
It's a reaction, so it's like, I think the wording on the spell is before I describe what actually happens, right?
It doesn't. It's
Does it say
ambiguous. No, it's ambiguous.
Then it's fine for me to go ahead and tell you that if I hit you or not, and then you can do shield. Or I'll give you the number, and that's fine too.
Awesome.
All right, so the dog rolled a 15.
I have AC 17.
All right, so he just like comes flying in, he leaps in the air and smacks against. Do you have a shield, or you
No, it's
run
just
around his armor?
It's armor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just come running
It's a
in.
breastplate.
Yeah, and it just like bounces off you, and you see its flashing teeth as it's trying to rip at you, and it's not doing anything against you at that point in time. And the next up is Graham.
Oh, I rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rolled
sure
a
did.
12.
Stennel rolled like a 12. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote 12 and then didn't put your name next to it. So
my guys just gets
technically
his roll.
speaking, you would have gone first. I apologize. The dog would have gone after you.
This works out better. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I honestly like this is fine. Everything's fine. So I'm going to leap out of the tree and just like plunging attack on this dog.
All right, go ahead, roll for advantage.
Roll with advantage?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. I am, however, raging into this. I'll mark off my rage. 1 rage. Ooh, that's pretty good. 20 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet. I forget what damage is. 1d10. Okay. That is a 7 plus 5 is a 12 damage.
All right, you come flying out of the trees, right? And you can see like the rest of the hobgoblins like, ah! And you come spearing into this giant, massive warhound. And as you do, it like rips through the side of it and it starts like you can see like the froth and foam spewing off of its mouth. It's definitely hurt.
There's more shouting and frothing from me than from the dog. I am a rabid badger.
Just screaming through the air. So, all right, Graham, you are up next.
Can I rush to one of the dudes?
Yeah, you can do that. You'll get an opportunity attack from the warhound.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to just rush by to the closest spear dude. And as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex curse on a creature that I can see within range until the spell ends. I do an extra 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit it. And then I choose an ability when I cast the spell has disadvantage on ability checks made with that ability. Do you have anything that targets wisdom, or should I just do strength? Is like Vicious Mockery wisdom? Or...
Oh, Vicious Mockery is wisdom. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give them disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Okay.
Just that one target.
Should do
Right.
charisma saves.
Why charisma?
Bane.
Okay, yeah, I'll do charisma then.
Metagaming. Sorry.
If it drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, I can use a bonus action on the next turn to curse a new creature. And it lasts an hour.
Is that the regular hex that you're using?
Yes, the first
okay.
level spell hex.
All right, cool. Awesome.
And then attack roll, not great. 11.
11 smacks off the shield of the goblin as you come running up, and it's like, oh, and you can feel the magic wrap itself around. And what's that look like? What's your first level?
My right eye flashes with that like white light, and it has a little rune symbol in front of it. It looks like a mark in his forehead.
Is it like a burning white color? Or?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right,
It's
sweet.
just a burning white symbol.
All right, so a burning white symbol appears on the hobgoblin's head. The next up is Maryn, followed by Jewel. So
Well,
Maryn, you see this
I am
giant
going to
dog
move,
go and leap at
just across
at
from
Graham
Stennel,
there, and then Graham kind of
on
just like
the-
shrugs
on the
it off.
dog.
The Stennel comes flying from the
And
tree to
Spirit.
spear into it, and he comes running over to the hobgoblin and smacks off of his shield. What do you
Right.
wish to do?
Well, thank goodness for the advantage. So that is a 22.
That's a 20-foot move.
And you're at advantage.
That would be a 5. Thank goodness for the advantage. So that is a 22.
Yeah, you definitely spear the dog.
That's a big advantage.
And,
rolling-
well, then I'm
rolling
going to take the
combat.
butt of my
Man,
spear
it's
and just try to defend it.
crazy.
That would be a 5. I don't feel good about
It
doing this,
is
dog.
hanging on by a thread as you stab it and you punch your
that was
spear
lame.
through it, and it's just kind of like yelping now. And
Then I'm going to take the butt of my spear and just try to defend it. I
All right.
rolled an
Still at
8 on
advantage.
both of them. I don't feel good about doing this, dog.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
I mean, you obviously don't feel good about doing it because as you pull the spear out, you spin it around and completely miss.
Stennel's
Yeah.
gonna go first,
Yeah,
right?
double eights.
Before the dog
Two of a
does
kind.
next.
So that's your normal attack and your bonus action. Do you want to spend a key point for your additional flurry of blows? You get one more attack.
Stennel's gonna go first, right? Before the dog does next.
Well, it kind of loops around, so the other things will get actions.
No, this is our surprise round still.
Yeah, you flew from the tree.
So why
and
not? I'm
attacked
gonna
it,
spend a key
right?
point.
So that was your round, and then his round, and that round,
Yeah.
and then Jewel's gonna go.
Yeah, but
and then
once
it's
we
gonna reset the
once we
round.
reset,
Right.
Spear him
like,
again.
unless
You
there's
don't know
someone
what everything else rolled for their
Nat
initiatives.
20.
right.
So other things are
So why not? I'm gonna spend a key point.
probably gonna get. I mean, the dog isn't gonna get to go, but you might have more problems by then.
Spend a key point. Spear him again.
Oh.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, friend.
No.
You don't even need to roll damage if you don't want to, because it only had one hit point left. So it's toast. So out of feeling bad, you just kind of like pop it on the nose and it crumples.
oh no.
Sorry, friend.
Jewel, you were kind of like peeking around the tree and you saw that the dog starts rushing up, and then you can see that across the road, the other goblins are beginning to turn and run this way. You can barely make out one of the spearmen that Grab is fighting against where you're standing.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around this tree that I was standing behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up next to the monk Maryn. And not going to love being this close to melee, but I saw the wolf or the dog die. So I'm going to hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that wolf taking up this space?
That's where he's going to end up next round if he
But
does a full
he's
move.
not in that space
Currently
right now.
not there, right? Yeah, I was just putting him on a
Okay, because
because otherwise he's off the map.
I have a 30-foot range on this spell, and
Uh-huh.
that would put him at 35 if he's one back. So,
Yeah, he's like 30 feet that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Bane at first level on these 3 guys,
Okie dokie. So
and they
it's-
have to make a charisma save of 14.
All right. So the first one who's got hexed, he's going to roll a disadvantage.
Yes.
And he failed miserably.
Okay.
And then the other two, so one more spearman and an archer.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a nat 13 and a 13.
Okay. So what's the nat 13 plus?
Plus a modifier, yeah.
Okay,
What's
mine's 14.
Oh, then it comes out to a 15 and a 13. Yeah.
Okay.
So one fail.
So two.
Two fail.
Okay. So that means that before the spell ends. Okay. Sorry. If they make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that number from the attack roll or saving throw.
Yep.
So they're baned.
Yay.
What's that look like for your bane? This is the first time you've cast the spell.
I run up next to Maryn and I kind of like do the math in my head of how far I think that guy is away. I'm like, I don't think I can reach. It just is like, it's all three materials. So it's somatic and material, material, right?
Yeah.
And vocal. So I'm just like rubbing my hands together and willing the power forward.
Yeah.
And I kind of like whisper under my breath and it just kind of swirls out and it's like neon, but it's like darker pink than normal. And it just flows out like the same kind of energy that I usually have where it's like pink with the music notes and lines running through it. And it hits and swirls around all of them. And the two that it hits kind of like, you can kind of see it linger a little moment longer and then it like absorbs into them. And the other one, it just kind of falls off. It doesn't do anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. But what else are you going to do?
I don't think I could do anything bonus action-y. So I'm good. That's all I can do.
All right, so that's the end of the round. We move to the top of the round. So the top of the round, the commander who's standing in the road spends his action shouting commands to the rest of his unit. And as he does, they all reply in unison, Hush! And then they start charging on. So these guys are back here. They move really, really quickly up into these positions over here. And this spearman moves up and forms ranks with this guy here. And they kind of like lock shields together as they get real close to each other. You see the spears come over the top for them. The commander stays put while he's standing back there. And that moves us to the first squad of archers. So these two here are going to shoot at Jewel.
Of course.
Neither one of... Oh, no. So this guy is not baned and that guy is baned. So the first guy who's not baned is going to go ahead and shoot at you. And he rolled a 14.
And that's minus the D4?
No, he's not baned. That's just his regular straight up roll. Okay. 7 points of damage from the archer there. The other guy who is baned rolls a d4 with that. 10.
I miss.
Yeah. So
hard to miss me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So for the first archer, as he shoots at you, he's got this like squinty dead eye look and he shoots it directly into you and you're like, oh no. The second guy, as he's pulling back the arrows to shoot at you, you can see like some dark pink notes begin to flash in front of his eyes and he's like trying to like squint and move around it to aim at you and the arrow just shh.
Okay, so since that's a concentration spell for Bane, so do I make a
Yep. So you need to roll 10 or better.
So that's 2 plus Constitution?
Yeah.
Saving throw.
Constitution modifier. Yeah.
It's a
Saving
7.
throw. Yeah. All right. So, and then as it comes zipping past your head, it like the notes reappear and then like break and shatter off of them.
Fuck. Oh, I need to spell.
All right. Stennel, it is your turn.
Well, I see these two locking spears up here against Graham, and I think, yeah, Graham's got it.
What the fuck?
But there's these two archers harassing Jewel, so I'm going to go take care of that. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, skirt around this guy, and I'm going to stab the giblets out of this guy.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack.
With a reckless attack.
Ooh, okay.
In my rage. Just so I can maybe crit. Well, 18 plus 5 is a pretty good hit.
That's a really good hit. Yeah, you totally chop into him.
I will chop into that gentleman. That is 10 damage.
Okay. So he takes a big hit, and you can see like blood spurt from him as you chop into him. He's looking pretty hurt.
And I call him a bad name.
Hey, you're a bad name.
He's gonna feel that in the morning.
All right. So after you, that dog is going to run directly at Graham, and he does another flying leap at Graham. And he rolls a 17, which I see.
I cast shield.
All right.
My AC is 17.
So then dog comes flying into the air, and your hand kind of like comes up, and your shield looks like a
2 crossed swords.
All right, so like they like appear directly in front of the dog, and the dog like smacks into it, and you can see it like the top of it's over the top of the cross swords, and it's like head is like caught in between them. It's like la, 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 and then like the paws are just scrabbling away. But yeah, it can't get to you. And it is your turn now, Graham. As you saw the dogs come in, and you have the 2 shield guys all locked shields in front of you.
Oh, that sucks for shield too, because it only lasts until my turn.
And as you like ready yourself, the crossblades vanish.
You do still have your hex on this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna booming blade him.
All right.
If I sidestep, will I get advantage on him?
Yes, you'd get advantage. You'd also take attack of opportunity from
That's
the dog.
fine.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, so the dog attempts to rolled a 5. Yeah.
Okay, so booming blade. 16 plus 5. 21.
That hits
Okay.
for sure.
7.
7 points of damage.
Dang.
I rolled a 1 and a 3.
That's a bummer.
That is a
All right, so what's booming blade look like? Is that the flash and the boom?
Yes, so the boom doesn't go off until he moves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if he moves, he takes D8.
Oh.
So it flashes real quick, probably just hits his armor and knocks the breath out of him. And then there's like a lingering kind of staticky with an ozone smell.
Awesome.
very cool.
Very cool. So then the Hobgoblin Shield Warrior, after you went and smacked against him, he's going to attempt to shield bash you. So he rolled a 20. That was a really good roll for him.
I can't cast shield again, so it hits me.
All right. So,
Wait, no, because you cast it and then it was your turn.
So it goes away.
Yeah, it goes away on my turn, and
So
I cast it right before my turn.
Yeah, so you have your reaction resets on your turn.
Yeah, I just can't cast it again.
Yeah, he's out of spells. That's what he's saying.
That's a it's a
I get
lucky
it.
thing.
I get it.
You take a grand total of 4 hit points,
Okay.
and you also have to roll a con save to keep on your feet.
Oh.
To keep on your feet.
14.
Oh, you pass. Lucky duck. All right. So the guy bashes you real quickly, and you like stumble backwards real quick, and your feet kind of like catch against one of the roots, but then you reset yourself as the second guy stabs at you with his spear for a 19.
That hits.
Yeah, I'm rolling pretty solid over here. Hooray. I mean, I'm happy for 4 points of damage from that guy as well. So
Okay.
that
Oh,
is
boy.
the end of those spearmans. The archers that are way back are going to go ahead and launch arrows at Maryn and Jewel. So 1 arrow at Maryn with a 6, so I doubt that hits, and 1 arrow at Jewel for 12.
That's my armor class.
Oh wow!
What's the range on those? So that's,
Short bow is 80.
oh, okay.
Totally makes sense to do
For a-
damage to somebody who's not doing damage to
For
anybody.
2 hit points.
Okay.
That is their turn. So Maryn, you're up.
All right. I'm going to move up, give Graham combat advantage. Yeah, right there. And going to spear.
Get him.
Dirty 20.
It hits.
That would be 11 points of damage.
Lovely.
You come flying around the back of him, and your spear goes and slides into his armor plate, and he's like, "Oh!" You see blood begin to pour out the back of his back. That's your first attack.
And then gonna smack him with the butt of my spear.
Roll it.
23.
Yeah, that hits. I don't think you've rolled under a 20 yet, have you?
6 points of damage.
Yeah, the butt of the spear missed the dog.
Mhm.
All right, and then smack against his helmet, and you can see like his head snap sideways, and Graham can see like he's got stars dancing in front of his eyes, but he's still standing.
All right.
You gonna flurry of blows or no?
No.
Okay. That moves us to the other two spearmen who are down there. They're spending their round continuing to run up. They're not going to make it there. They get right to the edge of where that dog's at right there. Nope, back up right there. So that's as far as they can move as they come charging across the road, try and get in the mix of what's going on. We go to Jewel. Those archers kind of hung back and they're looking like they're aiming at a spellcaster.
Yeah. My friends are in the middle of everything. My only damage spell is AoE. I'm going to cast Shatter in the middle of those two archers over here. Wait, is that 10 foot? I'm going to cast it on this guy so it'll hit both of those two without hitting Stennel.
All right.
And that
even though I can take it.
Yeah. But you don't need to take it from our side because there's like 8 guys.
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw 14 DC.
So this archer over here rolled a 6.
Okay.
And that archer rolled a 9. So they both take full damage.
Set.
Lovely stuff.
Thunder damage.
Thunder.
And that is 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move here.
All right. And then you slip behind a tree as this
Yes.
guy is blown off of his feet from the explosion of sound. And this guy looks like, I mean, his like bits of his armor, like pieces of it come shooting off of him from the explosion that just rocks his world in front of him. Blood begins pouring down his ears and from his eyeballs.
Ark of the Covenant stuff.
That means he rattled his brains around.
Yeah. He's hurting pretty bad. So that brings us to the top of the round. So the commander is going to start. Well, he's going to see if he resets his command ability. He does not. And now he's going to charge in. Going to run right up to Stennel.
Who's waving at him.
He's waving at him like, come bring it.
Yeah, please.
And he is going to take 2 strikes with his swords for a nat 1 and a 9. Man.
That is, I hate to inform him, but he will be missing today.
Yeah, so he comes running up, and then as he's getting close to you, he kind of like stumbles a little bit, and then he realizes he's like almost on top of you, so he like stands real fast, his blade like hacks out, and it just goes over the top of you.
Was that his first attack? Because Stennel used reckless attack to gain advantage on that last one. So,
yeah, that was his first
maybe
attack.
he gets advantage.
And his second attack is a 6. So no, that's what happened. He comes charging up and with advantage, just whiffs over the top of you.
I will cordially invite him to bite my ass.
Yeah, he's super happy about that.
Okay.
The archer who's over that way, as he sees his commander come running straight at you, he draws down and shoots an arrow at you. Oh my God, for another 6. I'm steadily rolling real bad all of a sudden. So the arrow comes zipping past the top of your head.
I'm too short.
Yeah.
You can't defeat me.
And that brings us to you, Stennel, as the commander comes charging in and the arrow comes zipping past you.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, Mr. Commander's finally taking me seriously, right? He's finally coming in, and I'm going to give him, like, a little what's up, but I'm going to flurry the sword around and hack down on this guy.
All right.
But this
don't
is
even
not
bother
a
me.
reckless attack because I've already got advantage.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yep.
Exactly. So I'm back to regular stuff, baby. All right, but I'm going to try to kill this guy that Graham hexed. Oh, thank goodness. That is a 15 to hit.
Misses.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I do my little flourish and I go to like stab him from behind, but then like it just hits the armor. So I look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Yeah. All right. That's a bummer.
Do I have any? Nope, that's it.
All right. So it kind of like bounces off his armor.
That's my whole turn.
And right here is where we ran across some audio problems. So the rest of the combat did not get recorded, unfortunately. So we're going to mime it in front of you guys and play pretend and just kind of walk you through what happened. So currently I have my hands up, and these are the remaining bad guys, and they're going to do stuff. Okay, ready, go. All right, what do you think? Okay, but no, seriously. So at the time, we do have some audio issues, and we're just going to walk you through the end of that combat. So the Hobgoblin commander ran in, started attacking Stennel, failed miserably, and then finally got in 1 or 2 hits. And it was at that point in time that the Hobgoblin was like starting to reconsider poor life decisions and decided to call out a retreat. So he yelled
after
out,
enduring at least one shatter from Jewel von
that is
Onyx.
true. Jewel did shatter him, and he was not feeling very healthy at the end of that.
And she kept popping behind the trees to hide.
Right. So the archers could no longer shoot at Jewel. So Maryn got up and wiped the floor with
the back end of his staff.
Well, the spear and its back end, yes.
Yeah, just wipe the floor with a couple of spearmen. So the Hobgoblin commander decided to move to the road, and he recharged his special command ability and started running down the road. And Stennel, in probably one of the most brilliant usage of words, said,
like this won't hurt.
yeah,
I'll just take 3 attacks of opportunity.
I can take it, man. I haven't taken very much damage at all. 3 opportunity attacks is no big deal. It's worth it.
So I charged through 2 guys and a wolf, and
2 spearmen and a wolf,
and they all hit. And the wolf actually knocked Stennel prone.
Right. So the wolf had that really cool wolf ability that he has to roll a dex save on, and he had advantage.
And I failed on advantage again.
And he comes crashing down to the ground in front of the commander. Now, unfortunately, he had gotten right next to the commander. So while on the ground and with disadvantage, attacked the commander's ankles.
It took a chunk out of him.
Blood flowing everywhere. At the end of that
I
hit,
believe I called you an ankle biter.
That is true.
That was, yeah.
at the end of that hit, the commander had 1 hit point left. And so he decided to start hightailing it out of there. He called the rest of his squad together. They began moving onto the road and moving in formation, trying to get away. Graham ran up and punched a hole right through the commander's chest.
Punched is overstating it. I decided to go, let's Hexblade's Curse smite him. And then I proceeded to roll a 1, a 1, and a 3. Luckily he only had 1 HP.
You harshly breathed at him and he fell over because he had 1 hit point.
You scolded him.
Yeah.
So
Don't do this again.
The commander went down with a hole in his chest. The rest of the squad formed up and began to retreat.
But that was their fatal flaw, was getting in a bunch.
Yeah. So Maryn ran up and started attacking them with spears. They started running away. Jewel came around the corner and saw them all bunched up. And take it away, Jewel.
Well, so I shattered them, and then all of my stupid fucking companions had just used every single one of their reactions. So instead of finally getting to use Mantle of Inspiration, I just ran after them and shattered them until most of them
rolled
died.
extremely well.
One of the shatters was like a 5 on 3d8, and the next one,
It was the next shatter.
the next shatter was 15 or
It was a
17.
15, yeah.
It's pretty high.
So it killed the 3 remaining hobgoblins. There was only 1 archer left who had taken a little bit of damage from the shatter. He starts hightailing it and running away. Stennel crawls up, blood flowing freely from him.
That's true. Yeah, very wounded. I had taken 70 hit points of damage.
6 points at a time. Like every single time you took damage, it was like 6 points.
4 or 6.
Yeah,
In
4
multiples.
or 4 and 2.
4 and 2,
4 and
making
2,
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like with the resistances, 35 of my 45 hit points gone. And then I leveled the javelin, and I shouted, "Tell him the guild sent you."
And then did not give the hobgoblin the opportunity.
Why would you tell a town that a guild sent the goblin?
I thought I would miss.
Oh yeah. Probably don't warn the whole.
And so with that, he rolled like a 25 to hit. He puts the spear directly into the back of the hobgoblin, rolled like 15 points of damage, crazy high number. And the hobgoblin goes down in the middle of the road. And that is where we leave the party.
Well, I'd also like to point out that of all of us, we all love dogs, but Talon loves dogs the most.
Actually
And-
contributes
like-
to
seriously, yeah.
saving wolves.
Truly the biggest dog lover, and he killed both of the dogs of this fight.
With apologies.
With apologies.
With the back of his spear.
I'm sorry,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
Oh, do they yelp? Do they yelp when they
course
die?
they
No,
did.
I mean, I'm
Oh.
not.
It was a-
gonna
it was a
roleplay that,
growl.
but yeah, it's more like
Rabid,
'cause-
rabid.
Yeah,
Then we don't feel as bad.
right, exactly. And so that is where we leave our party, standing here on the road to Timatone after engaging with a squad of hobgoblins that were patrolling the road. Will the party find their way to Timatone and rescue the villagers from the terrible hobgoblin infestation? Or will the hobgoblins hunt them down in the road and slaughter them? Find out next time on Total Party Guild. And remember,
Party on.
Party on.
Party on.
remember to send us your memes and dice pics on Twitter and Instagram at Total Party Guild or hashtag Topagu, that's TOPAGU, and join our Facebook page, facebook.com/Total Party Guild. We have a modest website at TotalPartyGuild.com where we are setting up a wiki, our blog, and info on the cast, interviews with the characters, and details about the continent of Erosa.
Be sure to rate and review us on your podcast platform of choice. It's especially important to get us seen and promoted. If you love it, others might too. A guild of many defeats more monsters.
Party on. Next time on Total Party Guild.
Let them know how it really is here.
I will.
Yeah, I don't know if the guild knew quite how bad it was. This is pretty bad.
Does say hobgoblins took over town.
Well, yeah.
It does. Oh, good. So they did get the entire message then.
Hopefully.
That's probably, yeah.
That was like weeks ago.
They only have so many.
We came
Yep.
as fast as we
Yeah.
could.
They only have so many high-level members.
I
high-level
appreciate it.
members.
I'm glad that nothing got in your way and you traveled here as quick as possible.
Are we going to be moving slower now from the weight of this guilt?